Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of GoSell Weekly. My name is Sean and I'm from GoSell.ca. We do B2B lead gen and sales development. If you need any of those services, please feel free to reach out to us. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why you would need a secondary domain and secondary email to send out cold emails. Okay, here's the thing. When you do cold emails, when you send out cold emails, we recommend do not use your primary domain. Okay, what do I mean by that? And I'll come to this later, the slide. Let me actually just discuss what's the whole, what is this all about. So here's the thing. Let's suppose your business is ABC Private Limited or ABC Inc., whatever, and your website is abc.com, and you have an email called info@abc.com. In cold email, as you know, you will be reaching out to hundreds of thousands of people, right? Depending on your target market and the niche, whatever. If you're doing cold email, you will do volume, because that's the only way it's going to work. You would like to reach out to, of course, it's going to take time, but you want to reach out to as many potential clients as possible to get you the most amount of business, right? That's what you would do. If you're using your main domain, info@abc.com, and out of 1,000 people that you reached out to, 5 people decided that, hey, you're spamming them, and they mark you as as spam, as junk. Guess what would Google do next, or what would Outlook or Zoho would do next? Okay, forget about even if they don't mark you as spam. If you're too nice, Googles of the world, Outlooks of the world, they would know that, hey, this guy is writing one email, sending it to 1,000 people a month. What is he doing? Well, he's doing cold emails. What does that mean? It's spam. So over time, what would happen is any domain, doesn't matter, secondary, primary, third, whatever. If you're using any domain or any email, and over time, if you're sending a lot of cold emails, and if you're not doing things right, your emails are actually going to be ending up in spam folder of people. It will actually be a time where, and it happened to us as well, trust me. We send an invoice to a customer, it goes to their spam. We send an internal communication, it goes to a spam. It's going to be that bad. Or worst case scenario, we've never seen it, but if you've heard that sometimes even the accounts get blacklisted and they just close it. Google just close your account basically. So that's why we recommend cold email. Here's some of the possible outcomes. Let's say you just send a cold email out, just one cold email out. What's the possible outcome? What could happen in the world? Okay, it can get delivered, so it can go. It can go to spam directly. That's a bad thing. It can bounce. The email is not good or whatever. It's a wrong email. It bounces. It's a bad thing. If it gets delivered, there's two situations. If it gets delivered, the guy, manually just ignored it. That's also bad. Or manually just marked it spam. That's also bad. So, and the good thing is, if he reads it and replies it, that's a good thing. But if you see here, there's 3 reds here. If the emails get delivered and the person just marks it as spam or just ignore it, that's a bad thing. If it goes to spam directly, that's a bad thing. If it bounces, it's a bad thing. So here's a point that I'm making. When you send a cold email out, chances are a lot of bad things can happen, for sure, 100%. If not 100%, 90%. People are going to ignore you. People are going to mark you as spam. People are going to leave their job, and if the emails are not validated and up to date, it's going to bounce. So a lot of bad things can happen when you send out cold email to your domain and to your email reputation. That's why we recommend to just separate your primary domain and use secondary domains to send out cold emails. Now, I do not mean subdomains. Don't get subdomains. Get secondary domains, completely different but similar. So if it's abc.com, get tryabc.com, get abc.com, abc.net, abc.ca, things like that. Why do you need it? You want to separate your primary domain from cold outreach and email marketing. You just don't want to take any risk. It's just like, why would you need a corporation? Why can't you just be a sole proprietor all day long? Because one of the reasons, you want to mitigate the risk. Why do you need insurance? Think about it just like this, And just the example that I mentioned. So if your company is like, if your website is Apple, get tryapple.com and get an email like info@tryapple.com. You don't have to redesign another website. Just redirect it. If you need it though, let's say if you're selling different services and if you have a budget and the energy, might as well do like different landing page. If there's a need, obviously. For example, one of my clients, they do social media marketing, but they do social media marketing for, let's say, plumbers, but they also do for construction companies or tow truck companies, right? So what they do, they make like minor tweaks here and there, and their secondary domains actually have a different looking website. And that domains, that the emails from that domain, from that landing page only targets that particular industry. So you can also do that if need be. What for us, we don't do that. We just simply just redirect it to the website. So, we don't have to redesign like another website or another landing page or anything like that. Okay. Now, if a primary domain can, if a lot of bad things can happen to the primary domain, a lot of bad things can also happen to the secondary domain. So it doesn't mean that now you have a secondary domain and now you can start spamming people. No, you still have to play within boundaries, and it has to be within reason. So a few things that you can do is you have to make sure that you are sending about 30 emails max per day per email. Don't send more than 30, and keep switching it. Like one day maybe send 21, sometimes 30, sometimes 29. Not just stick with 30 for like 6 months. Don't do that. Other things you can do is you have to make sure that the DNS is configured, like the DKIM, SPF, and DMARC records are configured properly. You have to warm up the email for sure, 100%. Warm it up for at least 3 weeks at the very minimum before sending out any cold email. You have to use spin text variables, 100% use it for sure, for sure. Use it as much as possible. And there's tons of tools out there like Instantly or Smartly that you can use to just help you do that. You don't have to you don't have to spend a lot of time on it. It's easy. Inbox rotation is another thing that we recommend, or just reach out to us. Sean at GoSell.ca. That's exactly what we do. So reach out to us if you have any questions, or if you want somebody like us to take care of all of this, take care of your entire cold email infrastructure, or build you an infrastructure. Let us know. Feel free to reach out, and hey, feel free to subscribe to this channel if you find anything useful here. I would appreciate that. Any questions? Leave comment here or just reach out. Sean at GoSell.ca. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.